This show is called Kingdoms of Ruin, and while it starts like something that could have been a masterpiece, it ended up becoming an awful disaster. It takes place in a world where science and magic exist side by side. For a long time, witches used their magic to help people. They were not evil, they were healers, protectors, and better than the people they were helping. But of course, humans ruin everything. As science advanced, people started to fear witches. They did not need magic anymore, so instead of coexisting, they decided to get rid of them. They turned on the witches and started hunting them down. Our main character is Adonis, a human boy raised by one of the last remaining witches, a kind and powerful woman named Chloe. She is not just a side character, she is the heart of the entire show. She raised Adonis like her own child, taught him magic, and genuinely tried to make him a good person. It is beautiful watching this kind witch raising this quiet, talented kid. You almost think it is going to be one of those emotional, family-centered fantasy stories. But then it hits hard. All the warmth and peace gets ripped away in one of the most brutal first episode shifts I've ever seen. Chloe is publicly executed right in front of Adonis. He's forced to watch the only person he ever cared about die. It is violent, shocking, and at first, I loved it. It was the kind of moment that made me think, okay, this might actually be a masterpiece. But then, it didn't just go dark, it went pitch black and never looked back. Adonis is completely broken. He is filled with rage and decides he is going to destroy the entire human race. Not just the Empire, not just the people who killed Chloe, everyone. If you use science, congrats, he wants you dead. He is not after justice, he just wants revenge. After being imprisoned and tortured, he escapes. At first, his revenge is satisfying. He tears through soldiers, he tears through everyone who supported the witch hunts. The fights are intense and the animation does not hold back. Heads explode, people scream, you get exactly what you came for. Until it goes overboard. The show stops using brutality to say something, and instead just uses it because it can. Adonis is not really a character anymore, he's just a bomb going off everywhere he goes. He starts murdering innocent people, civilians, children, and now, instead of feeling like the hero, he just feels like another villain. Then we meet Doroka, a young, naive witch who becomes Adonis's companion. She's the last bit of humanity left in this show. She tries to convince him not everyone deserves to die, and of course, he ignores her. This is when the writing really starts to collapse. The Empire had so many chances to stop them, logical, obvious chances, but somehow they just kept letting them go. It starts to feel like the plot is held together with a duct tape just to hit a 12 episode limit. Then the story takes us to the moon. Yes, the moon. Apparently some witches survived up there and are doing their own twisted experiments, including cloning Chloe. That is when I realized, this anime broke its own world. It destroyed the one thing it had, the idea that witches were better. Chloe was one of the few good witches, but now the witches are awful too. So great, now I hate everyone. And then there is that scene. Doroka gets her eyes gouged out brutally. They show everything. It is the kind of scene that made even me feel sick. That is when I realized that this anime did not just go dark, it went pitch black and never returned. Imagine this anime is a steak. Add a little bit of pepper, a few brutal scenes, a dark twist, and it gets better. The spice gives it flavor. But Kingdoms of Ruin is like someone dumped the whole bottle of pepper on your steak and then lit it on fire. It is not delicious anymore, it is just pain. I love anime that challenge morality, but this anime does not challenge anything. It just keeps stacking more violence until there is nothing left to care about. The emotional core, Chloe and Adonis, is gone after episode 1. Everything else is just blood and screaming. What started as a 9 out of 10 turned into a 5 out of 10 show. Kingdoms of Ruin really lived up to its name, because it ruined itself. This anime went too far and not in a cool way, just in a way that made me wish it had gone nowhere at all. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you to watch this video next. Thanks for watching and stay tuned, my friends.